Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more petty revenges. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. 2 years ago, I used to share an apartment with my sister and 2 other roommates. In the flat next to us lived 3 girls whom we've known for years, as we all used to live in the same dorm years ago. Plus, there are 2 new roommates whom we didn't know well. The other girls were messy and kinda immature because they were younger than us, but we mostly got along since we go way back. This one time, my sister and one of our roommates got into a huge argument with the girls from the other flat because of them taking utensils and clothes from our place without permission and losing them. I didn't participate in the argument, but there was obvious tension between the 2 flat residents. Anyway, a few days after that, after a long day of being cooped up in the library preparing for a difficult final, I got home late at night and there was only one of my roommates home that night. Pretty much as soon as I got home, my face started swelling up and my tooth started aching like crazy. I was in so much pain I started crying and there were no painkillers, and I had no way to get out to the pharmacy that late at night. My roommate, who also had nothing to do with the argument earlier, knocked on the door of our next door neighbors, and one of the newer roommates, whom we barely knew, answered the door. My roommate then explained the situation to her and that I'm in excruciating pain and asked if she could borrow some painkillers. The girl looks my roommate up and down and tells her, "Oh, I have painkillers, but I'm not going to give them to her." Because I'm the sister of the girl who got into a silly argument with her roommates. Obviously, I'm stunned someone can be this petty, but I let it go and I survived the night. So freaking rude. Yo, I would have barged my way in there, honestly. Wow, imagine someone saying that. Oh my gosh, I would actually be pissed if someone that I'm with is like in so much pain and I go asking someone for painkillers and that person's gonna be like, "No, I don't want to give them to her because her sister got into a fight with my roommate. Bye." Oh my gosh. There will be some hair pullings. Now, here for the pettiness on my behalf. A few days after, I happened to be home late at night and I hear the doorbell ring. I open the door and lo and behold, it's the same girl who refused to spare me some painkillers a few days ago. Except of being snarky, she looked super distraught and defeated. She looked both surprised and relieved I was the one who answered the door that night. She opens her mouth. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say this. My charger died on me and I have a final tomorrow morning and a submission now and I just started preparing. I know you have one like mine and I was wondering if I can borrow yours. Obviously, she was down on her luck that day because I wasn't my usual generous self. I looked her up and down and said, "No, sorry, I'm using it right now," and shut the door in her face. This might be the pettiest thing I've ever done in my life, but I don't exactly hate myself for it. I love it. I love her for doing that. Yeah, just fail your finals then. You know, be a bad person and get your karma that you deserve. Jeez, not giving someone painkillers. I can't even like comprehend that. If someone's in so much pain and you have painkillers, obviously you want to give it to them. No? Like, isn't it natural for you to just run to find some painkillers if you see someone in so much pain? Alright, next story. My grandfather passed away a few days ago and I was attending the funeral. I drove myself back home but needed to make a few stops to get the basics for the week. So I stopped at a local grocery store at like 10 at night and started just doing basic shopping. As I stared at the 5 different varieties of apples, I look up as a cart goes behind me, bumping into me a little. Not enough to be seen as on purpose, just enough to get my attention. Standing before me is a man clearly in the early boomer category. I move to the side and mutter an "excuse me," thinking he would also like to stare at the ridiculous price of Honeycrisp apples. Nope, of course not. He looks at me for a bit too long before saying, "Nice dress, bit early for Halloween though. You look better in colour." Well, that's a new one. I've got chronic RBF, so I've gotten the "you should smile" comment a handful of times. I look him dead in the eyes with an exhausted expression that only someone who's been up since 4 a.m. to make a 4-hour drive for a funeral could have. I'll admit, I was too tired to even think that this was a clever retort. I was just being bluntly honest when I replied, I was just at a family member's funeral. He was silent for a bit too long, as if waiting for a punchline. He laughed awkwardly, and I continued to stare at him with a blank expression. Eventually he muttered, "Oh, sorry," and shuffled off like an ashamed slug. Not the greatest revenge in the world, but it definitely made my day a little bit better. Wow. Heck, yeah. Guys like that, oh my gosh, disgusting. Makes me want to vomit. I just hate it when guys are just like, "You look better when you smile." You look better when you dress like this. You look better like this. Oh my gosh. It's not your body, okay? You don't look good in anything. What are they trying to do when they say that? You should smile more. You look better when you smile. well, I don't want to smile in front of you. Ew. You know? Like, why would I want to smile in front of you? You're not somebody I'd like to impress. Ew. My ex and I had a bad breakup. He cried mental issues, but he was actually cheating. Anywho, haven't spoken to him in 2+ years. However, most recently on his birthday, he drunk called me and left a voicemail while talking with a friend on the side, which sounded very intentional. By the way, the honor. Then I got a text with a girl and him, and the person who sent it to me yelled at me for getting back together. It was his new girlfriend, and apparently people in his circle nicknamed her Walmart. Dang, man, imagine you being someone's new girlfriend and his friends called you Walmart. Yo, come on, come on now. Anywho, now that I have acquired his new phone number, I did the only best thing. I put his number on every single spam religion's reoccurring spam text available to mankind. Fun fact, after the break, when I found that he actually cheated on me with Walmart, I take mental issues seriously, but it was a lie. I sent him 5 extra large packaged glitter bombs in my favorite color. I hope I made you all proud. I've learned a lot for this small but petty life. Yo. He's cheating and he faked mental issues and his girlfriend is nicknamed Walmart. Yo, that's the worst freaking nickname ever. We all know what that means. Alright, next story. Background first. I live in a country where there are not a lot of people where I'm from. Specifically, not a lot of people who has the same mother tongue as me. Also, I look like I'm from my country, but I don't look typically like I'm from a specific state, so people assume I don't speak or understand said language. So I was taking the metro back home. I was carrying a heavy bag, but I had to stand because there were no empty seats. I realized there was a young couple seated near me speaking in my mother tongue, so I was pretty delighted about it until I heard what they were saying. They were really loud and really judging everyone in my mother tongue. They even made a few comments about my tight green shirt. I'm from a rather conservative culture and I've seen this happen before. I've seen family members talk about people badly in our mother tongue in front of them because they're confident nobody around could understand them, and I've always gotten into fights about this with relatives for it. I'd always lose the fight because I was a kid to them and they genuinely believed that this was something innocent. So here I was, listening to this nonsense again, but this time as an adult in a foreign land. I didn't want to be abrasive and I was far too awkward and introverted to call them out to their face, but I was furious. I needed to be subtle. So I waited for a few more stops and continued listening to them talk and giggle some more. Waited till the people next to them got up and left, and then I sat down a seat away from the wife. I turned to her and in our language asked her, "Can I put my bag here?" And they both went silent. Her husband's soul seemed to have left his body and she turned red, became silent for a while, and then started small talk because she was shocked I could speak mother tongue. The husband couldn't look at me or say a word for the longest time, and when he finally did, he spoke like he was terrified of me. Finally, right before they got off the metro, she turned to him and whispered, "I didn't expect that," in our mother tongue, turned to me, said some pleasantries, and left. I felt really accomplished that I finally got to get someone somewhere in the world think twice before being mean, and I did it without ever being confrontational. Nice! Oh my gosh. Why do people do this, man? Come on. It's so embarrassing. Even when I hear things like this, like even in my own language, and I listen to it, I get so freaking embarrassed because it's like, you're embarrassing us, okay? You're embarrassing everyone who speaks this language. You're embarrassing. You're an embarrassment. Good on them, honestly. I love it. I love subtle things that are so powerful, you know? Honestly, you don't gotta be loud. You can be quiet and savage. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!